Nigeria-Biafra Civil War, one of Africa's most tragic and defining conflicts. The Nigeria-Biafra War, a nation torn apart, 1967-1970. The seeds of division. The story begins long before the first shot was fired. Carved out of West Africa by Britain without regard for pre-existing ethnic, cultural, and linguistic divisions, Nigeria was always an uneasy union. When independence came, Nigeria was split into northern, eastern, and western regions. Artificial and unequal divisions that resulted in the larger northern region dominating Nigerian politics, heightening ethnic rivalries among the over 200 ethnic groups living there. Three dominant peoples sat at the center of the tension: the Hausa Fulani of the north, the Yorubas of the southwest, and the Igbos of the southeast, each group suspicious of the other, each competing for power. The coups that shattered the peace. On January 15, 1966, a group of army majors led by Kaduna Nzeogwu executed Nigeria's first military coup, ending the First Republic. Most of the coup plotters were Igbo, and several of those killed, including Prime Minister Tafawa Balewa, were Northerners. The North seethed with anger, believing the Igbo were seizing the country. A counter-coup followed months later, and thousands of Igbo living in the North were massacred in retaliatory pogroms. Survivors fled south in terror. The trust between the peoples of Nigeria was broken, perhaps irreparably. The birth of Biafra. With no security and no faith in the federal government, the Igbo-dominated eastern region made its fateful decision. On May 30, 1967, the eastern region, populated by more than 9 million Igbo Nigerians, declared independence, citing ongoing violations of Igbo human rights, particularly from the dominant Hausa ethnic group in the north. The new nation called itself the Republic of Biafra. Its leader was the charismatic and defiant Glegiers Colonel Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, who rallied his people with the promise of survival and self-determination. Less than 2 months after Biafra declared independence, diplomatic efforts collapsed. On July 6, 1967, the federal government in Lagos launched a full-scale invasion. Expecting a quick victory, the Nigerian army surrounded Biafra with aerial and artillery bombardment, causing large-scale losses among civilians. The Nigerian Navy also established a sea blockade, denying food, medical supplies, and weapons. But Biafra did not fold easily. Biafran soldiers launched a counterattack in August, moving past disorganized Nigerian defenses and taking control of several key cities, including Benin City. For a brief moment, it seemed the impossible dream might survive. The slow strangulation. Nigeria regrouped. Through a campaign of conscription, the Nigerian government rallied its forces and pressed back, retaking Benin City in September 1967, and gradually retook key parts of Biafra. Beginning in 1968, however, Biafra held its lines, prolonging the war. What followed was one of history's most heartbreaking humanitarian disasters. The blockade meant that food could not reach Biafran civilians. Without the funds to import food, an estimated 1 million civilians died as a result of severe malnutrition. Images of skeletal, starving children shocked the world and put Biafra on the global conscience. French doctor Bernard Kouchner witnessed civilians being murdered and starved by blockading forces. When he returned to France, he publicly criticized the Nigerian government and called for an international response, ultimately helping to put Biafra in the media spotlight. This moment later inspired the founding of FROM, Médecins Sans Frontières, Doctors Without Borders. In January 1970, Nigerian forces launched Operation Tailwind, successfully conquering Owerri and Uli within 5 days. These were Biafra's last strongholds. Ojukwu, seeing the end, fled into exile in Côte d'Ivoire. On January 15, 1970, Biafra surrendered. The dream of an independent Igbo homeland was over, crushed after 2.5 years of brutal war. The aftermath. The war saw the deaths of millions of Biafran civilians and continued the political instability of Nigeria for years. Nigeria's government declared, "No victor, no vanquished." An attempt at reconciliation, though the wounds ran deep and, for many, never fully healed. The Biafra question never entirely died. Decades later, movements like IPOB, Indigenous People of Biafra, still agitate for Igbo self-determination, a reminder that the story of Biafra